Last week, we went over the Command DocuSign workflow. This week, we're going to go over the Command Dotloop workflow. That way, you've got DocuSign and you've got Command, and whichever one you're using, you'll be able to get your documents in. I'm Bren Brewer, your favorite tech training coach, and today it's all about the loop, the Dotloop. All right, so the first step you're going to want to do is just like last time. We're going to come in here to Command. We're going to make sure we click on our name in the upper right corner, and we're going to click on Settings. Once we're in Settings, we're going to make sure Dotloop is connected. And if your Dotloop is not even in here, then you're going to want to go to this Marketplace button here and go and add Dotloop to your applications. That way you can connect it. You'll connect it so that you'll have the ability to connect it to your command opportunity. All right. So once I'm in Dotloop and I'm connected and I have it here, then I'm going to go to opportunities. I want to click create opportunity and I can just do whichever side I want. Buyer side, anything with the red asterisk has to be filled in. I'm going to do myself as the contact, and then also I'm going to call this testing in the opportunity name, but you should call it, if it's a buyer, just call it your buyer's name / buyer. If it's a listing, put the property address, and then we'll put our commission rate in and our phase and stage. The assignee, if you're on a team, would be yourself. If you're not, you won't. If you're not on a team, you won't have that assignee section. Then we'll click create. You can see here I have created my opportunity. Then I'm going to go into the documents section. I'm going to make sure I'm in the correct folder, and then I've chosen a checklist, which I chose a residential checklist, and then I need to be in my consultation folder for this transaction. I'm going to click on start a transaction, and this time I'm going to use loop. And then it asks me which profile that I want to use. Okay, for me, it's going to be my second Bren Brewer is going to be my profile because that's with my market center. So I've had tons of profiles with Dotloop, and the second Bren Brewer is the one. I'm going to click continue. I'm going to select that it's a buyer template to choose my Dotloop template. And then you can only choose one. So this is a buyer. And then I'm going to click choose Dotloop template. If you don't have templates set up in your market center, you may not have this option. So, okay, I went ahead and I chose my template. And now the loop should have been created. So let's click on go to transaction. And you can see here it created my loop. I'm in my transaction and I've got all the documents that I need. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do the documents. Okay, so I'm testing this out, so I had to have a different role in there. So I went and fixed all that. So now you can see I have a buyer and a buyer agent in my loop. So now let's just start here. When I go to the information about brokerage services, I should be able to fill this information in. And then you can see here, this is the buyer. I can click on it and then I can assign it to the buyer. Actually, don't need to sign that because there's only one buyer, right? And then this is going to be today's date. All right. Once I'm done, I'm going to click save. Once I'm done filling that out, and then I'm just going to keep on going on filling out the rest of my documents. I want to make sure that if I have a buyer, that I go ahead and make sure that they are assigned to the field. That's going to help your document make sure that it's signed everywhere that it should be signed. And then general information, let me just autofill. Okay, no one signs there because I only have one buyer. So it's got two here. This is for the agent. We're going to make sure that we save every time after we fill it out. And I'm just assigning these fields to, all right, we don't need that. And then here's our rep agreement, buyer agent, everything looks good, autofill. All right, we're gonna pretend like I filled this out, okay? And I'm gonna make sure, so buying agent, that would be me, and then this would be my client, okay? So I want to make sure that I've filled this out. We're just going to pretend you'll go through and you'll fill this out and you will sign this as well. But just make sure that you fill it out according to your brokerage. I'm not going to spend much more time filling out the document. So I'm going to click save. And then that's it. We need the IABS, the wire fraud, the general information, and the buyer rep agreement for my market center. So that would be these. I don't have to sign this one, but I do have to sign the wire fraud. So I'm going to go ahead and assign it to me. And then I'm going to click sign now, adopt and sign, back. Oh, yes, I want to save. And you can see that it was super easy to sign. You can just sign right here in the loop. I'm going to do the same thing for the general information. Go all the way to the last page. I'm going to click sign, adopt, and sign. Sounds good. Yes, save. Don't forget to save every time you do that. So 1, 2, 3, and then my wire fraud. Make sure that you sign that one. Sign, 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 sign. And again, remember, we are pretending that I filled these documents out. I didn't really fill them out. You'll come in and fill them out before you have anyone sign. And remember, if you make a change, it's going to clear all the signatures in Dotloop and you'll have to send it out again for signatures. So I'm going to click save. And now you can see here that those are with one person. So now I need to get my buyer client to sign these. So I have selected them. I will now click share. It's going to go to the buyer and they can sign. And then I'm going to click share. They've been shared, waiting on others. Finally got it. Okay, so it came in my email. And then when I clicked the link in the email, this is what it looks like on the buy side, what your clients will see, right? And so they will see the documents and it says start signing. So they will click that and they will just adopt and sign a signature and they will click everywhere it needs to sign or initial, and they will go through the documents just like this. And then when they're done, they need to click finish or it won't get returned back to you. Okay. And then it's going to ask them to sign up for a free account. They don't have to do that. Okay. So that's it. Let me go back into Dotloop. I want to refresh my loop. And now you can see the status here has changed. It says signed, signed, signed. Did I miss this document? I must have missed that document. So these have been signed. So 3 of them have been signed. Let's see about the general information. Signed by me, but not my client. So, all right. So let me save it and click share. So we'll give it a minute. I'll go sign that in just a second so that we can see. All right. So now that documents have been signed and these are in my consultation folder, and see, I didn't even have to make folders here. I can go back to command. I can refresh. Then I have the option to attach files from Dotloop, right? So what I want to do is make sure I'm in my consultation folder and look for my information about brokerage services. So here we are. I'm attaching that and it came right from my Dotloop. Let's just make sure it's the signed one and it is. And then let's do the buyer rep agreement. It's coming right from the Dotloop. It is the signed one. You can see the signatures on both of those. It comes over super seamlessly and super easy. Let's attach the wire fraud and then the general information. Now, my buyer does still have to sign that, so I want to make sure that I've gone in there and done that. So I'm going to click start signing, sign, adopt and sign, and finish. So that one's finished. And let's see. Let's refresh and see because this was not the signed copy. So let's see if the actual signatures show up. So only one signature is showing up. So let me go ahead and remove that. Let me come over to my actual Dotloop. Let me go into the general info. Looks like it is now signed. Back to my loops in just a second, but let's give this another refresh and let's add that general info in here and let's make sure both signatures are on it. So let me go all the way to the bottom and yes, they are now both here. So just want to make sure that you add that after everybody is signed and not before. Once you've got that, everything that's required into once you've gotten all the documents that are required into this folder of your opportunity, then you'll click this submit to MC button and it's going to say, are you sure you want to submit? You'll go ahead and click submit. And once you do that, your compliance department will start checking your documents and then you'll either get them approved or returned. And then if they're returned, they'll have instructions for what to fix on your documents. You'll go back and you'll repeat the process for your under contract and your closed folders once you get your buyers under contract and then once you get your buyers closed. I hope that helps. Let me know in the comments if you're using Dotloop and if you love that it connects to Command. I'll see you next time. Enjoying this video? Say thanks by sending your referrals my way. I work with buyers and sellers in Houston, Conroe, Spring, and the Woodlands, Texas. And yes, I pay referral fees. You'll find my info in the description or you can text me at 281-468-5145. Hope to hear from you soon.